Yo everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today, as promised, I know it was ages ago, but I finally got round to using this foundation here, which is the Cover FX Power Play foundation, and today I'm going to do a review for you and a demo. So I bought this when I was in New York. I bought it from Sephora, where it retailed at $42, and in the UK you can buy it from quite a few different places and it retails at £38, which is fairly pricey, I would say. However, it is 35ml, so if it was the standard 30ml, I would assume that it would be a little bit cheaper. So my shade is in G50, which I colour matched myself to when I was in Sephora. So I've been using this for at least 2 weeks on and off. So according to their website, because I always get information from the company's website so that I can see whether or not I agree with what their claims are or not, altogether there are 40 shades, which is amazing. That's a massive range of shades. And it says it's a liquid foundation which is buildable, medium to full coverage with a modern matte finish. I don't understand the term modern matte. Isn't matte just matte? Is there a new type of matte in this century or something? I don't know. Maybe it's just their buzzword, their marketing term. Loaded with a trio of ultrafine powders that control shine and visibly blur imperfections, it stays on skin all day without dulling or drying the complexion. Now, I do have to say it does actually control shine pretty well. To be fair, when I do powder my foundation, and I always powder my foundation because I've got normal to combination skin, I tend to get oily in the T-zone regardless, I always set my face with a mattifying powder, and I've been using this for quite a few months now. It's the Too Faced Peach Perfect mattifying powder. So I do use them together, and I do find that it does control shine very well. Visibly blurs imperfections. That I kind of dispute, and I think that's maybe one of the reasons why I don't like it as much as I feel that I should, because I don't find that it does blur imperfections. I find that I have to layer it in those areas where I have got imperfections, and I've also got textured skin, as you guys know, and I also find that it slightly emphasizes the texture as well. I don't find that it fills in any pores. It's that kind of matte which is not flattering on textured skin. For example, I've got the LA Girl Pro Matte foundation. That is actually very flattering on textured skin. It doesn't make it more obvious. Stays on the skin all day without dulling or drying the complexion. It doesn't dry my skin out, that's for sure. It doesn't really dull my complexion, I wouldn't say. But then, to be fair, I don't wear the foundation on its own. Who wears just foundation? You normally have your contouring, your bronzering, if that's a word, your blusher, your highlighter, every other thing. And so in terms of whether it dulls the complexion, that's just down to the correct shade that you choose, to be fair, because anything can dull your complexion. It's sweat proof, I would say yes. Waterproof, yes. Transfer proof, no. I wish they hadn't written that. I've always said that about foundations and companies when they advertise their foundation. If it is completely transfer proof, fair enough, say it. But it does transfer. All I have to do is touch my face and it comes off on my finger. And it has rubbed off on my clothes as well, I've noticed. And it provides all day wear. Yeah, I would say that it lasts quite a long time. I don't find that it oxidizes. I don't find that it moves around on my skin. I also don't find that it gets patchy. I would say that it definitely lasts upwards of 12 hours. And I only tend to get shiny after about 12 hours. And in that case, then I'll use a little bit of powder and just mattify it again, and then it looks fine. And then it says that their shade system is based on undertones for perfect match. And then they give you an example of how to find your shade range from light to deep. So my one, G50, sits under medium deep. It says medium deep is from numbers 50 to 85. So I'm literally on the cusp of medium deep. And then they have all the other ones. And then G stands for golden, which is a yellow, warmer hue to the skin. So for those of you that are unsure about which undertone to pick and what shade range to look at, if you go onto their website, it will slightly help you. And then it says the G plus shades in the golden range are even warmer and more olive than the G shades. Before I start on the actual demo, the casing, it's very cheap. For something which is quite expensive, it's literally, I can squeeze it and it could, like, I could stick my finger through if I was a lot stronger, obviously. I would expect a little bit more in terms of packaging from a company that is charging so much for a foundation. So, but on the flip side of it, it's very light, easy to travel, you drop it, it won't break. So pros and cons. So this is what it looks like up close, and then you open it up And it's got this kind of weird dropper thing. I actually don't like it. You have to squeeze it really hard for it to come out. Now, I've told you guys before, I am disabled. My right hand is, and I've actually hurt this wrist a couple of months ago before I ran my marathon, and I recently found out I've got a ganglion cyst which has grown inside here. So, but it doesn't affect my strength of this hand. But this one, which is the disabled one, I find it very difficult squeezing it. So for those of you that have got issues when it comes to mobility with your hands, you may struggle the same way that I have. Now, obviously, I understand I'm in the minority. Not everybody's going to have issues with their hands. Not everybody's disabled. And I say disabled because, like that, because I am disabled, but I'm not registered disabled, and I can still pretty much do everything. If I can do a straight eyeliner with this hand, anybody can do it. That's what I always say. But the thing is, squeezing it, and you've got to squeeze it quite hard. But then again, on the flip side of it, for those people who are able-bodied and normal, you will think that actually it stops it from coming out. When you hold it like this, even if I squeeze it a little bit, oh, a tiny bit's trying to come out, but it actually keeps it in quite well. And it says for their skin types, it's for combination to oily skin types. I would say yes. I would say if you have got dry skin, you won't like this so much because it'll mattify your skin too much, and then you will just look unnaturally matte. So for those of you that have got combination skin or normal skin or oily skin, you will definitely like this quite a lot. So ironically, the primer that I'm going to use is a Cover FX one. It's a little tester, and I think I got it free from Cult Beauty or something. It's called their Blurring Primer. It says, for a flawless airbrushed look, apply every morning on a clean face, ideal to prime skin for foundation application. The only reason I'm using it, obviously, for the purposes of the video is because I'm using a Cover FX foundation. So I thought I might as well use the Cover FX primer, but any primer will generally do. So I hope you can see it's the primer is kind of skin coloured. So it's quite thick. I'm just going to rub it in. I'm just mucking around. That's why I've just applied it like that. I know I don't expect you to do it like that. I'm just mucking around for the video. Right, so it's a very soft feeling, velvety feeling kind of primer. I quite like it. And obviously the fact that it's skin coloured means that it will blend into most skin tones. Not that it'll make a difference if you have got deep skin. I doubt you'll mind so much because it's going to go underneath your foundation anyway. And it, from what I've noticed, because it's not the first time I'm using it, it's never interfered with the shade of the foundation itself. The brush I'm going to use today is the only clean one I could find. It's my Sigma 3D HD Kabuki brush. Any brush will do. I think that beauty blenders will probably work a little bit better with this than brushes. I don't have a clean beauty blender around because I'm just a dirty person and I just forget to clean things sometimes and then end up having to clean 100 things at once. Who's with me? So even though it is a it is called a liquid foundation, I find the texture still to be fairly thick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply it directly to my brush and then just go all over my face. So I didn't go in too generously because I like to be able to build up foundations to see how much more coverage I need to apply. As they've stated, it is a medium to full coverage foundation. I would agree. I don't think you can get to full coverage without looking abnormally matte, which is obviously what we don't want. So we will keep it as they say, medium to full. So before I carry on with the rest of my face, so that's one like light-ish layer, I would say, on my face. And I can still see all the redness in my cheeks. My beauty spot is very visible right there. And it doesn't look like I've actually got anything on my face, really. I mean, what do you guys think? You see it on camera. It's very different for me to see it in person and then how you see it on camera. Do you see what I mean when I say that's the reason why I'm just not 100% happy with this foundation? If it's something which is medium to full, that would give the impression that at least it would give a lot better coverage than this. The only difference you should really be able to see from that side to that side is this side looks a little bit more glowy because of my moisturizer and the fact that it's my skin, and this side just looks a little bit more matte. But in terms of colour, in terms of coverage, it's just my skin but matte. So I'm going to just do the rest of my face and then we'll see what it looks like at the end. Okay, so that is one layer done. What do you guys think? I think I look horrid. I actually think I look slightly ill. And again, that has nothing to do with the colour. Colour's fine, matches, as you can see. I just don't like it. I just look matte now. but I can still see, let me look up close with my little mirror. I can see the redness around my nose, I can see the redness over my cheeks, I can see my beauty spot, I can see my tash that needs sorting. Even my forehead, and my forehead is the one part of my face which is perfect. Flawless, no scarring, no spots. I never get spots on my forehead. I don't even have any wrinkles. I have nothing there. And even that is looking dreadful. Really, really not happy with this foundation at all. I just don't like it. Look at it. Like, it should have given me something. I can still see, why are my cheeks still red? And how can you call it a medium to full coverage foundation? Medium to full after you've applied 3 layers? What is it? Nah, not impressed. I'm going to now put on another layer because I feel that I've got no choice. And that obviously means that a £38 foundation, you're going to get through it pretty quickly, even though they've given you 35ml. Because if you've got skin like mine, which has got scarring, which has got pigmentation, and to be fair, I don't have severe pigmentation, like I don't have any hyperpigmentation at all. I've just got your standard pigmentation, scars from spots and that sort of thing, and a bit of redness on my cheeks and around my nose a little bit. But other than that, I would have expected a lot more from this foundation and this brand. All right, I've applied a generous blob of it here. I mean, I do have to say that it does blend very well, blends very easily. It's got a nice texture to it. The smell's slightly chemically, but not overpowering and not offensive. I'm not even blending it, I'm kind of like pushing it in the hopes that it will help a little bit. Even with 2 layers, I can still see redness. Why? Why? I'm going to end up getting through this very, very quickly. I'm not happy to do that. Well, at least they don't claim for it to have a flawless finish, because it definitely doesn't have that. So here is me after 2 layers. I refuse to put on a 3rd layer. Why should I have to? Why should I have to waste so much of this just to get proper coverage over my cheeks? Now, even once I've looked at it, it's better, which would be assumed because I've put on 2 layers. What can I say, guys? I just don't like it. As you can see, I'll probably give this a 7 out of 10. Even that is pushing it. 6 out of 10. I think for those of you that have got flawless skin already, don't have textured or scarred skin, you'll like it. If you don't have much pigmentation, you will like it. If you have got pigmentation, I would definitely advise color correcting beforehand, because this is just not going to cover it at all. And that's it really. I feel actually genuinely disappointed by this foundation, because I'm a big fan of Cover FX. I find a lot of their products are quite good. But in terms of this foundation specifically, I don't like it. Their other foundation, you guys remind me below what it's called. It comes in like comes in a pan like this, and it's actually very, very good. This one's just not. So anyway, so what I'm going to do now, it's almost pretty much dry. It's completely come off on my hand. Transfer proof, right? I'm just going to finish off my concealer and the rest of my face, and I will be back to finish off the review. Okay, so I'm back. The rest of my makeup is done, as you guys can see. I just did actually a separate makeup tutorial on this. It's like a Primark K-pop one. And yeah, so I just wanted you guys to see now how the foundation itself, the Power Play foundation, works with the rest of the makeup. As you can see, it looks quite nice. It feels very soft. It is transferable, still coming off on my hands, even though I've had it on for like an hour now. And but what I find is that the reason why my face looks a lot better is because I applied concealer afterwards. I used my Urban Decay, where is it? Here. The Urban Decay All Nighter Concealer, as I always do, under my eyes, on my chin, on my nose. And on my nose is where I said I could still see some of my freckles and redness. This has covered it. My forehead looks a lot better because of this. And this area, I brought down my concealer a lot more than I normally would do, and that's the reason why some of the redness is now gone. So I don't really see the point of me having to then invest, after £38, another, what is this, 20, this is expensive, or any other concealer to do the job that the foundation should really be doing. And that's the reason why I give this a 6 out of 10. So I'm just going to have to leave it at that. So what else can I say? On my lips, I'm not going to tell you what I'm wearing because it's hideous and I don't like it. It's bad quality, and you know how I am. I'm not going to recommend something to you guys if I think it's... So we'll just leave it for you guys to watch the actual tutorial and then you'll see. I feel like I need to take it off, but I've got another video to film still. Anyway, other than that, I hope you guys are wonderful and great. What else would you want to know? My little Mickey Mouse rainbow, that's from Primark. My rainbow earrings are from Topshop. And the rest of my face is actually all Primark stuff. Like, comment, make sure you subscribe. Follow me on Instagram for all my makeup photos. Follow me on Snapchat where I show all the stuff that I'm buying when I'm out, when I go on holidays, when I'm here and there and everywhere. And obviously follow me on here. Okay, I'll see you all in the next video.